Welcome to Autism Talk. And once again, I'm continuing with my series in IEPs meetings so that I can help parents or guardians to navigate their way through an IEP meeting. I know school is about to start real soon, if it haven't started for some. And I know those IEP meetings are coming for those parents or guardians that have students that receive special education services. Okay, so once again, thank you for coming to Autism Talk, letting me share my thoughts and ideas, my knowledge with you. Thank you. I appreciate you watching my videos. Once again, subscribe to my videos and share the channel with others. I want to make sure I reach as many people as possible across the world so they will know, do not be afraid of anyone with autism or any special needs or disabilities. There's no reason for us to lose another person due to fears that we have of those that are different from us. Okay? Thank you. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. And I will begin with my tips on communicating in an IEP meeting. I want to say my last two videos, one was about preparing for an IEP meeting before the meeting. My last video was about your role during the IEP meeting. And now I want to give you some tips on communicating in the IEP meeting. Okay. So for starters, we want to make sure we're going with a positive attitude. Even if you're disappointed about something, you're upset, the school has done this, you don't like the whoever, the administrator, the case carrier, go in with a positive attitude. Remember, before you got there, you wrote down your questions. You have a notebook and you're able to write down the questions that you would like to have addressed so that it can come across positively and you can get some responses. Because you know what? If you come in there acting up, they can easily have you escorted out. And that's not going to be productive for the child at all. So we want to make sure that you, each member of the team, and everyone is safe and they're in a good environment so they can all produce the best outcome for the student involved. So make sure you go with a positive attitude. Have all your questions and concerns written down already so you can ask those questions while you're there. Okay. Make sure that you give and expect treatment with respect. You got to give the respect and you should expect respect, okay, from everyone on the team. Everyone on the team. You need to give every team member respect, and every team member needs to give you respect, okay? Everyone on, everyone on that team has feelings. Everyone, just like you, okay? Keep your child as the focus of the IEP meeting. The child, not your personal feelings, not what was going on before you got here, but your child, not the third child, not the second child, but the child that this IEP is held for. That person is the main focus of this process, okay? Involve your child whenever possible. I believe in my video that's having you prepare for the IEP. I actually recommend that you talk with your child. Your child may have some concerns. They may even notice some things in the classroom, like, that can help with motivating them with reaching their goal. That, maybe they notice they're having difficulties or challenges with some things. Let the child speak, ask him what are some of his concerns inside the classroom. Now, if Johnny gets to telling you about something about Sarah, and it has nothing to do with him, not that Sarah has, did something to him, but Sarah gets to write on the board every day, That may be an arrangement that was made for Sarah with, to motivate her or things like that. We want to focus on Johnny. We want to focus on your child. Okay. I'm just using Johnny as an example. Okay. Um, so those would be some things. And remember, each child, they're individualized. Everybody's not going to get the same accommodations, the same, I don't want to say treatment because it is the same treatment, but it's you're being treated, you're being accommodated by your disability, by that child's disability. Okay. One child might need continuous or constant prompting, where another one doesn't need continuous and constant prompting to stay on task. Okay. So that simply means I'm not going to go into the classroom and continually um, prompt your child when your child likes to be left alone. You know what I'm saying? Give him his assignment, let him get started. When he has questions, he'll come to me for his questions. Why would I keep nagging him or aggravating him or agitating him, irritating him, all of those things by, you okay? You need some more help? You okay? You need some more help? Just your child doesn't need that. Another child might need that. Okay. So everyone is treated according to their disability. All right. They're equally treated, but they may have different accommodations for each child. All right. Um, have goals in mind and let the team know what they are. And if you can, let the case carrier know about them in advance. Maybe you want, little Johnny to have more strenuous or harder or longer or bigger vocabulary words. Maybe you want Johnny to read 50 minutes a night instead of 20 minutes a night. Oh, okay. Bring your goals that you have in mind for your child. Bring those goals to them. Communicate those goals. Write it down. Write it down and communicate that to the team. Okay. That would add to the success of the child of the child. And you guys can collaborate on those because those teachers and the school people, they're going to come with data, sharing their information. You're going to come with your data. And guess what? You guys going to meet in the middle. Are you going to agree with them or they're going to agree with you? It's collaboration. Okay. Remember, you should share common goals. You guys should have some common goals because you guys are looking at the same child and you guys should be able to identify things that are like, yep, that's just what he does. It's like, okay, well, let's set a goal to help, prevent this from happening, or help set a goal that make this grow. Okay. So remember, you should share, common goals. Um, keep the lines of communication open. Always be available for them to communicate with you and you to communicate with them. Okay. Contact information. Be available when they need to call you. Be available. They need to be available for you, whether it's by email, whether it's by phone call, or however we're contacting people these days. We have these apps on our phones now. I can't think of the name of them right now. But they have different apps for teachers and parents to keep in communication with one another, not just via text. They're specifically for educational purposes. All right. Make sure you're able to contact them and they're able to contact you. Okay. And be fair and be willing to compromise. You can't just go in there like it's just this way or no way. You got to be willing to compromise. A team can't work when one person is giving all the orders and there's nothing else that can take the place. You have to compromise, okay? It's for the benefit of the child. Come to some compromise. You give a little, they give a little. Okay, should be some type of compromise. And if for whatever reason you can't come to a compromise, there are ways to come up to resolve those. Okay. I'll definitely do a video on that also when you don't agree with what they're suggesting or offering for your child, because there are times you will disagree. You will disagree, and it looks like they're just going through and doing what they want to do. You do have an option of rather agreeing with the IEP meeting, with the goals that have been set, the ideas that have been put in place, or disagreeing with it. And do know, even if you don't agree, you still would sign the IEP, but they have it where you mark it and you get to say, I do not agree with this IEP meeting. It will even ask you specific areas that you do not agree with. You're like, I don't agree with the math goal for, or I don't agree with what the teacher said. You get to say all of that, all right, and put it in the notes. And then there's another step that would happen, nothing that you have to do, but the school will submit what you have there, and they do have to take the next action for trying to come up with a compromise for that IEP. It can easily go to a fair hearing. It can go to um, uh, a dispute resolution. There are different ways that they can try to resolve that uh, that disagreement, okay? And you have rights. At every IEP meeting, they should be giving you a copy of your rights as a parent with a child receiving special education services. And in that booklet, you get it every time you have a meeting. I don't care if you have 15 meetings that year, you should have 15 copies of it. They should be sending you a copy of it even when you're um with your notifications. Okay. You should always have a copy and you should read through it because it even shares with you if you do not agree with your IEP, these are the actions you can take. Okay. So you do have rights. All right. Do want you to be well aware of that. So, those are my tips on communicating in an IEP meeting. Make sure you communicate your concerns. Make sure you go in with a positive attitude. Make sure you're respecting everyone and you're receiving respect back. Okay. Um, Make sure the focus is on the child. Okay. That the IEP is for. Make sure you involve your child. Yes, your child could be at the IEP meeting. Yes, he can participate in that IEP meeting. Yes, and everybody would be respectful during that IEP meeting. All right. If you have any specific goals that you would like for your child to have, reach out to the case carrier that's over your child's IEP. Let them know in advance. They can take that in consideration in the beginning. Actually, they'll probably enjoy that a lot more. Remember, the team is there to make your child successful in his education quest. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for being here. Once again, you may contact me by commenting or questioning in the comments. And thank you for all that you do. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my channel and continue to share the channel. I also have my email down below. And make sure you subscribe. I am so elated when I see my subscriptions for my channel, how the number increases. As I mentioned once before, I am new at this, and it's very, it's very rewarding. And I appreciate you sharing my YouTube channel with others. Once again, my email is down below in the description. And I also have my store so you can help spread the word about Autism Talk. So you can wear your Autism Talk merchandise or have things. And believe me, people are going to ask you about it. It happens to me and my husband and my son and my daughters all the time, and others. I get stories about Autism Talk. They see the Tumblr, oh, where you get that from? And then starts a conversation, and next thing you know, they're subscribing. So yes, please help me spread the word about autism and my channel, Autism Talk, okay? Thank you so very much. And you have a great one. See you on the next video.